guys, it's Lori. Welcome back to Bazaar Studios. It has been a few weeks since I've done a video. My apologies. I've been having so much fun doing other projects. So I'm going to get right into this. Let me just grab my paper here. I'll show you what I have here. I'm going to attempt to do this video talking while I paint, which is sometimes a little difficult for me instead of doing a voiceover. We will see how it goes. So today I'm using Strathmore watercolor paper, and this is 140-pound paper. And the size of it is 12 by 12. It's a nice square shape. I went ahead and I taped it down on my table here. And the colors I want to use today, I will show you. I went and picked these 4 colors. I have Artist Loft Violet, Liquitex Basics Lime Green. I have a Golden Pyro Red, Golden's Teal. So that's what I'm using today. So I went ahead and just pulled those out for my paints, and I'm not really sure exactly how I'm going to go about all this today, but I do know that it's going to be abstract. I do know that I want to try this modeling paste that I have. This is going to be something I have not used before, so I want to try that with a stencil. I'm not sure what stencil I'm going to use just yet, so I'm sort of doing this on the fly. I tend to do that a lot. I may actually use some Amsterdam white here as well. This is titanium white. And we will see. I have all sorts of fun things here off to the side that I'm going to play with. Makeup sponges, a toilet paper roll. And I thought that might be fun. I actually have some wax paper, got my scrapers, I got my paint brushes, I have a roller, all sorts of good stuff here. So these are some of the things that I have nearby that I think I'm going to use. I have a little butterfly that I might use as a stencil, a starfish. I might use that. Like I said, I'm doing it on the fly. This is usually how I tend to paint. I go with the flow, I do it in the moment, I don't plan it out, and I just see what I come up with. So that's the way I like to do things, and that's my plan for today, which is no plan at all. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull out my gesso. I actually really love this gesso. This is white gesso. It's from Blick's, and you can find this on their website. It's dickblick.com. If you need to find a good gesso, I do recommend that one. I use this one all the time. I do have another one that is cheaper that I got on Amazon, and I don't like it at all. This one's thicker. It has more of a tooth to it that my paint likes to stick to. And the other one I find is very soupy. It's very, not very, very runny, but it's very runny compared to this one. And I prefer the thicker ones. So, of course, you will use the ones that you like and find your personal preference, and you will do it your way. But if you need a recommendation, I do recommend this one here. No, I am not affiliated with them or anything like that, but I just thought I would throw that out there in case anyone's looking for a good gesso. If you've never used gesso before, I do recommend you try it. I think you'll really like it. So I'm going to go ahead and just gesso this paper, really quick layer. I'm not even looking to be perfect with it, but I want to get some gesso down here. And I'm using just my makeup sponge instead of a paintbrush. Sometimes I like to do this. It's just a little quicker and easier. So my projects lately have been keeping me very busy. My apologies, it's been a few weeks since I uploaded any videos. But I've been working on my new jewelry line. I posted a picture here on YouTube, maybe you saw it, of some of my jewelry. Makeup sponge is flaking off a little bit here in my painting, but hey, that's okay. We call that texture in the painting world. And I love texture, so that doesn't bother me at all. Okay, whoops, and it went flying across the table. All right, this is pretty good. I'm gonna let this dry, or help it along with my blow dryer here really briefly. I'm gonna dry this really quick. All right, that's dry. I put just a thin layer on so it doesn't take long to dry. You want to make sure your gesso dries before you put any paint down. I have this, I don't know if you can see this on camera, off to the side here. I have these pads on my table. It helps keep it clean as much as it can. And it's blowing around when I use my dryer, so I'm gonna place this bottle here to hold that down for me. I should tape it down, but at this point, I'm just gonna move forward here. Let's see. So I showed you the colors I'm gonna use. I don't really have a plan. So what I'm gonna do is I think I'm just gonna start throwing down some paint and start painting. If these colors don't work out, I may throw in something else, we'll see. But what I'm gonna do is, this is the violet. I'm gonna put some violet down here, spread this around, sort of get going. This helps me loosen up too. Oh, I got a big mess here. Let me just wipe this off here. I'm gonna start painting. Sometimes you start out kind of stiff and you need to lighten up also. But loosen up, kind of get things flowing, if you will. It's the beauty of abstract painting. I'm not looking for perfection. I don't do, perfectionist art. I am picky with certain things, very much in tune with details with things, but I try not to be a perfectionist when it comes to me creating my art quite as much. I think I've gotten better at that. I'm spraying some water here. I want to loosen this paint up a little bit. Acrylic paint dries very fast. You want to make sure that you can still work with it. If it dries too fast, just spread a little water on there and it'll start to get it moving again for you. And I'm using a brush that leaves some brush strokes here. And I like that, so I'm actually doing that on purpose. Now, this is looking pretty cool. I like it. I see it's still wet in certain areas. I'm actually gonna leave some marks in this because I wanna do that with this. This is a wedge, and I'm just using this. Create some marks in my painting. I actually love that. This part here you can see is already started to dry, so we don't have as many marks in there, which is totally fine. I'm gonna dry this a bit with my dryer. All right, that looks good. Using that wedge, it created some globs here, a little bit here and there. I'm just making sure there aren't any that are too big and goopy because I don't want that in there. It does smudge it a little bit in areas when I do this, but that's okay. I'm always gonna add layers on top of it, so it doesn't matter. Another reason I use this mat, I can wipe my hands off on it. Put some of this lime green down. I'm not sure how I'm gonna like this mixture. Let's say this combination, I mean. Lime green and purple always look good when I see them together, but to me that kind of looks yucky. I don't know. I'm not loving that very much. So, I think what I might do, let's see how this works. I'm gonna take, this is my palette here. It's actually a plate. I'm gonna mix some paint over here. I'm gonna take some of the white, some of this lime green, mix them together. Let's see if I like that better. Lime green has a lot of yellow in it. You can see it's very yellowy. Yeah, I do like it better. All right, I'm gonna put that aside. I think I'm gonna take my palette knife here, some marks in here, a little bit dry here, drying already on me. All right, so there we go. Now, I'm gonna dry this. I will speed up the area in the video where I do use my dryer so you don't have to be subjected to the blow drying process. I'm gonna grab some stencils. I'm actually having a second thought. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take, this is a pad that I have that I use on my table here. This one underneath my painting is actually upside down, but I love the pattern on here, and I'm actually gonna cut this because I wanna use this in my painting. So this is totally painting on the fly here. I'm just cutting out a corner here. I'm going to use this. Thank you for your patience and bearing with me for just a moment while I cut this out. Just real quick. Okay, that's done. So I'm sort of making my own stencil here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, figure out what color I want. I think I'm actually going to do white. I'm going to put some white down. Actually, no. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to use my gesso. And I have this sponge I've been using for my gesso when I first started. I'm going to dab some gesso on it. I don't want to overload it, so I'm going to dab a little bit of it off. And I'm going to go ahead and paint this pad here. I want to try to get this pattern on my painting. This is actually a puppy pad. That's what this is. All right, so there we go. I'm just gonna take this, lay it right here, turn it over, pat it down. I wasn't sure how much paint to put down there because, well, that didn't work out so good. Because it was hard to see, gesso, I'm sorry. Didn't know how much gesso to put down here because it was absorbing a bit into the mat, so I wasn't sure. Okay, so that didn't work out so good. I think maybe the pattern is too flat. Maybe it needs to be a bit more of a raised pattern, like bubble wrap. But it still kind of leaves cool marks, so I'm still using it. I'm gonna go throughout and just use up the gesso here on this and then move forward. It's actually not bad. It's just not what I expected. I expected to have all those, excuse me, diamond patterns on there. Diamond shape from the mat. That's not really what I'm getting though. But that's okay. Now I know. That's how we learn new things, right? Try it. What the heck? You never know what might happen. Sometimes it works out. Sometimes it doesn't. C'est la vie. That is life. All right. A little bit of gesso on here. I'm gonna just dab around just to get it off my sponge here. Okay. Well, it's not looking like much at the moment, is it? I always say that at the beginning of a painting, though. They always look like a hot mess, and then I really get myself to a point where I really like it. All right, I'm gonna dry this. I find this gesso dries really quickly too, so I like that about it as well. Excuse me while I have a sip of my coffee here. It's still morning here. I think it's probably 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm still working on my first cup of coffee and I've been up for a few hours, so bear with me while I have a little bit of my coffee. I'd appreciate that. Coffee, where'd coffee just come from? I don't even know who I am sometimes. Oh God, I'm funny. All right. I'm thinking maybe I'll throw in some stencils. Why not? Like I said, I got these stencils over here. I'm going to throw them down. Today's kind of, like I said, a free-for-all. I'm just going with it. I don't even know. That's my favorite part about painting though. I'm gonna use this Golden's teal. I'm actually gonna do these butterflies. I'm gonna see if I can't get some of this on here. I have two here, but I'm not gonna use both. I'm gonna try to just do the one. I'm not necessarily looking for these butterflies to stay in my painting, but I'm using it just as a stencil to get some color down. Maybe some of them will stay. I'm hoping parts of them will stay. If there's some I really like, I will leave them in. Like I really like that one. I don't like this one. That one's a little bit lighter, and this one's a little bit smudged. So that one will probably go over. I don't like that one either. That's okay. Not looking for perfection, just looking for some color. Don't mind me if I don't talk for a while. I'm getting into this here. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. I will answer them for you, but sometimes painting I have to get into what I'm doing and I can't really talk, so sometimes it's easier to just paint. And I think most of this is self-explanatory anyway. You don't really need me to talk you through everything I just did, because obviously you're intelligent people and can figure that out. This is pretty. I like this one here. I like that it's lighter, and the lime green coming up behind it is really pretty. There's a few of them like that, like this one here and this one. So I like that look a lot. Like I said, some of these are smudged a little bit. So, but most of them are really cool looking. I like them. I like the way the lime green mixed with that teal color. Very pretty. I'm wondering about this red. I'm wondering if that's gonna be too much. I think I'm gonna try a spot. I'm gonna try an area and see what I get. But not yet, because I'm gonna dry this first. So I think what I wanna do, I think what I wanna do is I wanna use my modeling paste like I was mentioning. Well, I'm gonna use this stencil here, although I was second guessing it, but I think I'm gonna use this one. I believe I got this stencil probably at, it was either Hobby Lobby. Oh, it was Hobby Lobby. It says hobbylobby.com right here. But I like this, pattern here. So I'm gonna use that throughout here with my modeling paste. It's a little bit flimsy. I'm hoping it holds up. That's the only thing I'm worried about. Right in the middle here. This side might be better to use. So maybe I'll just do this side. We'll see. Okay. So let's just move on here. So modeling paste is interesting. It's really thick. It looks almost grayish. Use this. My palette knife. I'm going to use my stencil. I wish they hadn't put the tag here, because they have a sticker here and it goes through the other side of the stencil, and now it's sticky over here, which is really kind of silly. But oh good. So we're going to go down here. I'm going to go ahead and put some down here and do this corner and see what we think. Or see what I think, because you're not here to tell me. But I would love to hear from you in the comments. So please tell me. Tell me what you think. I love hearing from you guys. Love, love, love. If there's anything you want to see in my videos, please do tell me that as well. I always look forward to making videos for you, and if I can help you in any way, I would love to. That is why I make videos. I make them to help other people. And if you could tell me what you were looking for, or what you'd like to see more of on my channel, that would bring me great joy. I would love to hear from you. So please leave a comment below. you have anything that you've done that I've inspired you by, please leave that on either Instagram or Facebook. If you'd like, you can tag me. If you have a YouTube channel, you can even tag Pizzazz Studios. When you post your video or post a picture of it, you can tag other channels now. I don't know if you know that. My Instagram account and Facebook information is all down below, and the information on below this video. It's in the description box. You can find me over there. You can follow me, tag me, whatever you'd like to do. Say hi. I'd love to hear from you. Okay, the modeling paste is down. I'm going to take this. Wow, that is so cool. I love that. Oh, I love that. I'm going to wipe this off though. I want to wipe it off before it dries, so I'm going to put it over here. I'm going to put my palette knife in the water. I'm going to spray this with water here on my stencil and give it a cleaning, because I might use it again here. I'm not sure, but I don't want it to sit there and dry while I'm doing other things. So I'm gonna wipe this off real quick. All right, so this looks pretty awesome. I am absolutely loving this. Oh, I love that. Nice texture. It's raised and it has a cool texture to it. Like you can see all the colors underneath coming through, which is really cool. I'm gonna dry this with my dryer again. So I have some of the modeling paste here on the tape, which we know when I peel this tape up is not part of the painting, so it's gonna be trash. So as you can see, it's still pretty wet. So what I'm gonna do is, I don't wanna over dry it too much with the hair dryer. I'm gonna dry it a little bit more with the dryer, then also let it sit a few minutes and then continue painting. Okay. I am back. I've let that dry, probably good 5 minutes, 10 minutes or so. I took my gloves off. I had some more of my coffee, and I'm gonna check this now. And like I said, I'm checking it on the tape where some of it's flaking off, but it's not like super wet anymore. It's a little bit wet, but mostly dry. We'll dry it just a tad more. Now this modeling paste, it's interesting. It looks kind of grayish. I thought it was gonna dry white when it dried. I don't know why I thought that. That was just what I thought. I don't know where I got that from, but it's not completely dry, so maybe it will, but I have a feeling maybe this is the color it stays. I don't know. If you have any experience with this stuff, please leave me a comment and let me know. So I don't know. I'm probably gonna paint over this, but I'm curious if it dries white or if it stays gray. I would like to use some of this red, so I'm gonna be daring and I'm gonna put some red over this. I'm gonna use just a small brush here. I'm using the Golden's Pyrrole Red. Red's a very strong color, so I'm not sure how much I want. I think what I'm gonna do, actually, you know what? I'm not gonna use a brush. I'm gonna use a makeup sponge. Or maybe I should use my roller. I don't know. I got blue on my sponge on this one. I'm wetting my sponges because they're drying out on me. I don't want them to dry out because I may want to continue to use those. I think what I'm going to do is put some red on the painting using my roller brush here. Just a small roller. I'm going to put some red on my plate here, my palette. Put a little red on here. Roll this out. See what we get. I didn't cover the whole thing, just part of it. Ugh, I'm a little, whatever. It's art, right? Let's do this. Let's go. Stop being afraid and just do it. Ooh, see? I like this. What was I afraid of? Huh? I was afraid of ruining something cool, but you know what? It made it cooler in my eyes. All right. I like that. I like that. I like that. I like this pop of red throughout. And like I said, I think at the beginning of the video that I'm going to use this and make jewelry out of it. So it's going to be cut up into small pieces. So I'm trying to get color in all sorts of areas. I like the texture in this area. This is really cool. Wow, I really like this modeling piece. It's really neat stuff. All right, I love trying new things. And if I can show you, maybe it'll help you in the long run. Maybe you'll want to try it too. All right, that looks good. I'm gonna spray my roller here. Keep this wet. Okay, I like this a lot. I don't know, I think I might want to do some more, but I might just leave that section for now. It's sort of like a trial section, if you will. So, like I said before, this is going to be cut up, so I'm not looking for it to be one big cohesive painting. I'm looking for depth, I'm looking for marks, I'm looking for pretty colors, the way the colors blend. So that's my goal here today. Let's see, I don't know if I have any more of this lime green here mixed with my gesso. Just gonna dab some of this on here in certain areas to bring a little bit more of this forward here. I like this color, I like the way it mixes with these other colors. It looks nice. There's a lot of it, so I don't want to go overboard with it. I'm gonna dry this real quick.
What's your weakness? What's your type? Somehow I wanna know all about you. Deep connection lights a spark. You already know me when we dance in the dark. We're dreamers.
Okay, that looks good. I decided to dab it with my rag because it was awfully wet. I used my wet brush when I dabbed it back in my lime green there, so it was too wet. It would have took forever to dry. I like the marks that it left though with the wet. It's kind of like more of a splatter. So that looks pretty neat. I feel like we need more purple. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my purple here. I'm gonna put some on my plate. I'm gonna mix some of my gesso in it. I am using this really old beat up brush. Some of the old ones are my favorites. So this is gonna be a lighter purple. Whoops, and my brush just fell apart. That was funny. Alrighty then, well, there we go. So we have an older brush. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna color. I'm gonna paint some areas here just to bring in some of this light purple. I feel like I'm painting upside down today. All my butterflies are facing that way. That's kind of funny. Never painted upside down before. All right, this looks good. So I like the addition of this color.
There's no ceiling when you are near me.
All right, so that looks cool. Now I am gonna dry this real quick. You have to dry each layer.
There's no limit when you are near me. Sending you my love and all my good vibes. Sending all I got. So tell me you feeling all my love and how it feels right. Sending you my love.
I'm at a point where this is sometimes a tough call as to what you want to do next. If I want to add another stencil, do I want to add more solid color? Do I want to make more marks? Things like that. So I think at this point what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to take just gesso And I'm gonna apply some to my painting here. Now, I know I just dried it, but I'm gonna wet it a little bit. Just a little bit with my spray bottle. I'm gonna add some gesso down here. It's gonna be like a wash over it. I'm gonna do it in some areas, but not all. I'm gonna spray it again really light. Like I said, I feel like my gesso can sometimes dry quickly. I'm gonna take my wedge. I'm gonna make some more marks. Palette knife.
Sending you my love and all my good vibes, sending all I got. So tell me you feeling on my love and how it feels right.
Very cool, very cool. Now I have something else I want to try. I'm gonna use, this should be fairly dry here. Let's see. Yeah, mostly dry. I'm gonna take my wax paper so I can rip it off here. Doesn't matter what side you use. I'm actually gonna cut this down a little bit or rip it. Don't want so big of a piece. And I'm gonna take my palette knife and I'm gonna add some color on here like this. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to add color to my painting this way. Peel it up, and you get these really cool effects left behind. I'm going to do that throughout and keep using up my paint until it's pretty much gone here. Off my paper.
I feel so alive as I reach out.
All right, so that's pretty cool. I like that. Just random patterns throughout. It's very nice. I'm gonna dry this.
I was in the dark against it all, but made it through the day, 'cause I found my way. I found my way. In bad times, I know I'll be.
I want to do here. I think I want some more red. I'm actually going to use my sponge here that has a little bit of gesso on it. There isn't very much at all. I pretty much used it. But I'm going to dab this in here on my palette. I'm going to take this. This is a cutout from some jewelry I made, but I saved it as a stencil. Put some red on here. I feel like I covered a lot of the red and I want some more of it to pop. So I will just add some color here using this. And otherwise this is just trash. So I like to use things up and recycle it, repurpose it. So I'm using it as a stencil.
In bad times, I know I'll be okay, 'cause I found my way.
I'm not loving this whole star shape throughout that, but that's gonna get covered anyway, so. Now I'm wondering what this lime green might look like. If we add some of this in here, because now it's looking brighter, and when I first used it, I mixed it with that gesso because I wasn't liking the way it looked, but I'm taking it right out of the bottle just on my finger and I'm just spreading some out. I love using my fingers to paint. I love getting into the paint here and connecting with it and just going with it. You don't always need fancy art tools or the most expensive brushes or anything to paint. You can just use your hands and some paint and paper and you're good to go. I'm going to use my stencil again. This time gonna use this side actually. And actually, you know what I'm gonna do instead? I'm gonna use, well, maybe I'll go back to that, but for now, I'm gonna use my toilet paper roll. I'm gonna cut this like so. Take it and bend these. There we go. I'm gonna use it like this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use this blue. This is the Golden's teal again. I'm gonna mix that with some gesso. Okay, there we go. Move this gesso aside. We're gonna use this here. I'm gonna go ahead and just put paint on here. I'm just going to make marks on my paint, on my painting, using this. I am not being neat about this at all. I'm pushing down on these little pieces because it's not really pushing down too well. So there we go. It's just another way to make some marks that are interesting and different than what you typically get by using found objects around your studio or your home. And that's that. I want the red in there, but not necessarily the star shape. Maybe I should have just daubed it on with my I'm just using my palette knife, got the rest of the blue paint on it. I like the way the lime green and that blue mix together. It looks really pretty. I paint all over my hands. That's why I'm wearing gloves today. I figured I'd be diving right in. Okay, this is looking good. I feel like I want more of the dark purple though. So I'm gonna go back to this. I'm gonna use this side. And I'm going to stencil this. Now I do have blue on here, but you know, I'm gonna use it. That's what I got. So I'm gonna dab purple here. Oh, very cool. Very, very cool. Love that, love that. So I'm gonna move it over here and do some more. I'm actually gonna do some of this one too now that I'm thinking about it. I think that would look really nice. Let's see. Oh, very nice. So cool. Oh, I love it. I'll put a little more down here. All right, I like this. I'm gonna add a little purple over here. I'm not looking for the perfect stencil. I'm looking for just the color. All right, that looks nice. I like this. Really like that purple. It needed something, and that just did it for me. So I'm happy with that. That's very nice. I like that a lot. I'm at a thinking point here, turning point. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do next. I don't think I want any more red. I'm liking the purple and the blue, but I tend to go towards blues and purples anyway. Those are like my favorite colors, anything in the blue family. If you know me at all, and if you've been watching my videos at all, you know that I love neon colors. So, neon color, it needs neon color. I was gonna try to go without it, but I just can't do it. So, I'm going to add some in here. This is Artist Loft Neon Pink. I'm just gonna brush some in here because I want it to pop. I feel like there's certain areas in here that just need a little bit more love and attention. And I love the bright colors because it just cheers me up. Without color, what would we have? I think without color, life would be extremely boring. That is so pretty. I don't know if I can see if I can close up here, show you some of the details of these marks or not, but they look amazing. And this pink is just sort of highlighting them, and it makes them look even better in my eyes. I love it. I love this. I feel like this just brings it to life. Now I'm not gonna use just pink. I'm actually gonna add a little yellow. Let me rinse that off real quick. I'm gonna add some neon yellow, also by Artist Loft. Now this yellow, when you add it on top of the blue, is gonna make green. Add it on top of the pink, you're gonna get orange. And I just love that look. It's one of my favorites. I love mixing my own colors because it's me. That's who I am. That's what I like. I paint what I like, and it's the way I do it. That's the way everyone should do it. You don't find your happiness unless you are you. You gotta do what makes you happy and what brings you joy. And bright colors make me happy. Oh, what's better than that? It reminds me of summertime, you know? The brightness, the cheeriness, everyone's in a better mood, sunshine. I'm using the end of my brush, obviously. I'm making marks in my paint as I go. It's fun to do that sometimes. It just adds a little extra texture into your paints. I don't want a ton of the yellow. I think that's pretty good. I'm gonna put a little bit more over here. Okay, that looks amazing. It's some kind of wild neon animal print madness. Well, it may not be a Picasso, but in my eyes, it is. I think it's wicked cool. I love this. Love, 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 love this. You know, it's because what I intend to do with it, it's going to be amazing for what I want it for. And that's what counts. I think this would look pretty cool framed with a mat around it. It's so fun. It's uplifting. It's cheery. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Love it. Did I say I love it? Because I love it. I'm going to dry it. This paste over here is really neat. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this yet, with this section, but I have ideas. I always have ideas in my head, so I'm trying to decide if I'm done. It has a lot going on. I feel like certain areas might need a little bit more, which is weird to say with all this busyness. But when I look at it as a whole, it's done. But when I look at it, certain sections that I want to use for certain things in my jewelry, I am going to, I may add a little more. I love this pot here though. The way all these colors blend together is really pretty. Of course, these animal print stencils are cool. These are nice. I like these marks right here. I like these marks. Maybe it is done. This corner here, it's not a big part of the painting. It's only a small section, but I'm not sure about this part here. And I like this down here, but not necessarily this section here. So I'm trying to decide what I want to do. I think I might just gesso a little something on there. How about that? Let's do that. What else do I have in my bag of fun over here? I have so many things around here to play with. I'm almost tempted to put a butterfly again. Ooh, why don't we do that? That'll be pretty. Okay, let's do that. My sponges are covered with paint with other colors that I don't want to mix, so I'm actually going to use this dauber. They're cheap. I have a whole pack of these, and as you can see, it's not even straight, but you use them and you toss them, but they're very inexpensive. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use this here, put some butterflies around, and we'll see. Maybe that'll be it. I just love painting. Love painting. I will show you some of my jewelry that I have made here at the end of the video, so stay tuned. I will go get some. It's right in the other room. This is so much fun. So much fun to just do what you feel and not have to worry about what's right, what's wrong. I'm not here to impress. I'm just here to play and share. I hope it brightens your day, and I hope you have learned some things from me in the process. Like I said, that one is not good at all. We may have to fix that one. I hope you can leave me some comments. I'd love to hear from you. I love your feedback. And I have this little bit of paints over here on my plate from before. I'm just going to dab a little color on here. I may have lost my butterfly shapes, but that's okay. I don't really mind that. And now that I've lost that shape, I might actually take my brush here and put some marks over these. And there we go. Just putting some marks in there and calling this a day. We are done. Oh, I love the colors. These are going to be amazing. So fun. So fun. Okay. I think this is mostly dry. It has to finish drying completely, of course, but to dry to the touch anyway. Let's peel this off just for fun. And let me take my gloves off. Let's see what it looks like. My hands are sweaty from being in gloves. So it's pretty wet still. I can feel the wetness through the paper. Let me just turn this around so I can see what you've been seeing. Oh, really cool. This is amazing. So the texture in the paste here, you can really see it well right here. It's really pretty. Some of it's here. So I will use that again. We will probably do something a little bit different. Oh, this is so pretty. So much fun. As promised, let me show you something really quick. I'll be right back. Okay, as promised, I will show you some of the jewelry that I have been making. I have an awful lot of it. I have a gift shop that I work with here locally in Massachusetts, and I will be bringing some of this there. And for them to sell in their shop. I also list it online on my website and on my Etsy store if you're interested in any of it. Here are some hair clips I did. These are just those little clips that go in. I forget what kind of clips they're called. I got paint under my nail. But those are super pretty. I love those. I love the colors and the depth in that. I made this one here. This is a necklace. Made this one here as well. Love this. This is one of my favorites. I might keep that one. Oh, and I love this one too. And by the way, I do them all double-sided. So you have two necklaces in one. If you want to wear this side, all you do is you take the chain off, you turn it around, and you can wear that side. So they're double-sided. And I have this here. Beautiful sand doll. This is actually made with real sand. This is double-sided as well, so you have two sides to that. This is nice and big. I don't know how big this is, probably maybe 2¼ inches. This is about 1¼ inches. And then I also have these. These are so sweet. I love these. Flower earrings with crystals. So this is all made from my paintings. I also recycle products to avoid them going into the landfill. I'll use plastic, cardboard, paper, things like that in my designs as well. So I'm proud of that I have found a way to be a little more sustainable in my art business here. So that's what we have. That's what I have. I have a whole bunch more in the other room, but that's just a small sampling. Like I said, if you have any questions, go ahead, leave comments down below. Find me on Instagram and Facebook. I'd love to hear from you. Please give the video a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you're new to my channel. And I appreciate you being here. I hope that I inspire you. And I hope you've learned something today. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you again soon on the next video. Bye for now.
You show me the ropes out.